So enjoying the IPL? Well, I am too, but like myself, I'm guessing most of you can't wait for international cricket to get underway. It will happen right after the IPL, and one of the big tournaments for all of us to look forward to, other than that World Test Championship final, which will happen right after the IPL, is the Asia Cup. And why is it that Asia Cup, which is becoming very important now? Because this happens to be the World Cup year. So like we've seen with the Asia Cup of the past, the format is same as the ICC trophy that will be followed in that particular year. This year is the 50 over World Cup, so the Asia Cup is going to be a 50 over affair. Last time it was a T20 World Cup, so the Asia Cup was a 20 over affair. Okay, this time now it's the big news is it's pretty much now confirmed that the Asia Cup will take place in Sri Lanka this year. Just to give you a bit of a backgrounder, this time it was the chance of Pakistan to be holding the Asia Cup, but because India had expressed reservation about not playing in Pakistan, you had to move it to a neutral venue. That is what the top members of the Asian Cricket Council were pressing for. Pakistan on its part dug its heels in, said no, you have to have it in Pakistan. India wasn't keen, and there was a lot of debate that happened around, which I'll dwell into a little later. But for the moment, the big news is that Sri Lanka seems to be the most likely venue, or the venue where the September Asia Cup will happen. It's interesting to note that Sri Lanka were supposed to be the host of the 2022 Asia Cup, which because of political turmoil in the country couldn't take place in Sri Lanka. That was moved to the UAE. So Sri Lanka missed out that time around. Maybe now they've gotten a chance to be holding the Asia Cup, which, remember, the other venues that were being looked at was the UAE, but the vote has now gone to Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka themselves are ready to host the Asia Cup in September. Now, why has it been possible for India and the other member boards to move it outside of Pakistan? Because alongside India, the two other permanent members in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, they have backed India's proposal. India, as I said, didn't want to play in Pakistan, so they wanted it moved to a neutral venue, and both Bangladesh and Sri Lanka have backed India's proposal. So if majority have decided that it will be in Sri Lanka, then that's where the tournament will go, with or without Pakistan. Now, what's very interesting to note here is that while these negotiations were happening earlier, Pakistan was hell-bent that no, the tournament should happen in Pakistan, especially because they wanted international cricket to return, which it has already started happening. More and more teams are traveling to Pakistan. Then you've also seen PSL take place in Pakistan fully, so they wanted that to continue. They didn't want the tournament to move out of the country. However, India said that they do not have permission from their government, so also because of the security threat, they cannot be playing Pakistan in Pakistan. At which point there was a proposal from the PCB that okay, maybe there could be a scenario where India can play its games of the Asia Cup at a neutral venue, not in Pakistan, and rest of the tournament, let that continue to be held in Pakistan. That was a proposal mooted or floated by the PCB, which wasn't agreeable to India. India didn't want that. They wanted that the tournament be played in one particular venue and the entire tournament be at a neutral venue. So there was a bit of a logjam at that point between the two boards, that's PCB and the BCCI. This has happened over a course of the last couple of months, where there has been a lot of to and fro and a lot of meeting of the Asian Cricket Council. But now this decision has been taken to move it to Sri Lanka. Clearly Pakistan won't be happy, so they will most likely skip the Asia Cup that will take place in Sri Lanka. So that is what Pakistan wants to do. What are their plans during that time in September? That is something that I'll let you know. Now, first question is who's going to replace Pakistan in a 6-team tournament? You know that India and is going to be there. The two other countries that have backed India's proposal in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka are going to be there. Then Nepal is a team that has qualified via the qualifier, and the team that lost the final to Nepal in those qualifiers was UAE. So UAE will then get an entry. So then that will make it a 6-team tournament once I include India too. So you've got, once again, you've got India, You've got Sri Lanka in there, you've got Bangladesh, you've got Afghanistan, you will have Nepal, and then an additional team that will join in, which will replace Pakistan, will be UAE, and that will be a 6-team tournament that will happen in Sri Lanka in the month of September. But remember, it's a crucial time for Pakistan too. If they are going to boycott this event because they are aggrieved with the fact that, listen, the tournament was supposed to be held in their country, you're taking it away, so they don't want to play. Pakistan are making their own plans right now to play a tri-series in September during that time with South Africa and Zimbabwe. Now remember, for Pakistan also, this is a crucial tournament. They don't have too much white ball cricket ahead of that 50-over World Cup, so they want to be getting used to the conditions or the format and be fully prepared for a 50-over World Cup. So they will be playing a tri-series at that time. So this is where things stand at the moment as far as the Asia Cup is concerned. What is going to be very interesting from now on, assuming this thing happens like this, one tournament in Sri Lanka with the 6 teams that I mentioned, Pakistan play a tri-series. What is going to be very interesting is the next World Cup, the 50-over World Cup, will be in India, and what is going to be Pakistan's stance during that time? Will they want to come and play in India? There are already a few venues that the BCCI is deciding where Pakistan might be playing their games in India. It just could be limited to 1 or 2 venues. I know Ahmedabad is one of those venues that is being right now considered, but we'll have to wait and watch what is going to be Pakistan's approach. But as far as the Asia Cup is concerned, it will be in Sri Lanka without Pakistan. For more such updates and analysis, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today.